Hi, Genki Call here. It is the week of March 6, 2023, and we've got stuff. It's Monday, so we have stuff. We are in Shentang this week. I will go over this information in just a bit. First, I want to go over campaign, and that is right here. For gold, use the monk class for 15 wins and use a mace weapon for 15 wins. For silver, use Shentang team for 10 wins and use the lantern banner for 10 wins. Match 200 yellow gems and kill Ketsama 2 times. Bronze, get 7 elf kills. Craft 1 yellow summoning stone, kill 1 treasure gnome, earn 40 souls in battle. I have a note about this in a moment. Open 15 glory chests. Explore Shentang 1 time at difficulty 6+. Open 2 event chests. Win 3 battles in a single arena run. Win 2 dungeon battles, just 2, and get 10 red kills. Really not bad at all. I mean, seriously, that is just not bad. As far as the earned souls from any battle, I have a team code I will put into the description below. You can do this on level 1. Sacrificial Priest does scatter damage boosted by the sacrificed ally's attack. So if you have a low attack, then all you have to do is equip Metals of Seasons to boost the attack, and this should work just fine. So basically, this is a great soil farming team. I've done videos on this before. We blow this off. It would be more effective with the Darkstorm, I think, but I went for the... What just happened? What just happened? I didn't even have to do anything. What? That was crazy. Okay, I gotta do that one more time. I'm trying to show off this team. How did that even happen? I'm using Necromancer class for this. But let's see. So, you don't want to cast with this until you have the Sacrificial Priest filled up. So here we go. We'll cast this. I have full souls. We'll do this. Sacrifice the hero. Done. Done. Or you can have him sacrifice himself since there are 2 sacrificial priests there. So, super easy. I can give more information on the team if you wish. I think I'll just link in the video with the team at the end of this video. You'll see it in the last 15 seconds. Alright, let me clear that off real quickly. Dare I open 15 glory chests? I don't... okay, fine. We'll use 50. I don't want to do 15 at a time. Okay. I was like, am I going to get another mythic? You never know. You can. But anyway, I'm kind of stalling here, and I don't know why I'm doing this, because you have other things you're here for, like what we can get from our event keys this week. First, we're going to head into the shop, and we are going to go to resources first, grab the spoils of war, get all 10 of these if you can. Every event key is a chance at a mythic. You won't find a better deal for this except with the traveling merchants and angels. So grab that. Max if you can. And for the weekly event, you want to grab this new troop, the new glory troop. I know it's Chinese. Chinese is really hard to pronounce for us Americans. But it's Zuke. Zuke. Zuche. Che. Oh my gosh. Zuche. Zuche. There we go. That's what this thing is called. And I will put the pronunciation thing that I found in the comments below. And if you know how to pronounce it better than me, let me know. Anyway, Zuche. We're going to get this up to Mythic because I do this every week. It's one guaranteed level 20 troop for when you need it for your power levels, and getting the power levels up is huge in this game. It's what makes the game more fun, makes you more powerful, just awesome. Anyway, give 2 magic to all red allies boosted by spirit gems, then enchant them. This is effective even just for a red team that if you want to enchant for your whole team. It has a firestorm at the start of battle and gets bonus red matches from red gem, or bonus red mana from red gem matches. So if you match 3, you'll actually get 4. Unless you get a a mana surge, in which case it'll be more, but +1 for every red match you make. Now let's head into Shentang, and I will show you what you can get with your event keys this week. Let me sort this by base rarity. All right, first up, Huanglong. I don't know if I'm gonna try to pronounce these things right, guys, but I don't know Chinese. So anyway, Huanglong does damage to all enemies and 50% chances, individual 50% chances to also gain attack, gain an extra turn, and gain a barrier, enchanted or blessed. So this last one is barrier, enchanted, or blessed. The rest are, he's a really good troop. He's really good for quick delves. I don't use him that often, but he is a very good troop. He has 70% skull damage reduction and gives 3 magic to all dragon allies when matching 4+ gems. So if you manage to loop with this guy on your team and you've got a bunch of dragons, really nice. Really nice because this number goes up and up and up with every match 4. Next up we have Tianyi. These are our 2 mythics. Now let me make sure there's nothing I'm missing. Okay, Tianyi does heavy splash damage. Heavy splash damage means that the one that you hit gets full damage, and the ones on either side, if they're touching, will get 75% of that damage to them. And stun all affected enemies. Double damage if my attack is greater. And then he also summons monkey disciples, and we'll get to that in a bit, but they are healers. I'll tell you that right off. He halves the enemy gem mastery, so they're not very likely to be getting mana surges. He has a chance to dodge skull damage, which is always great, of course, and then he steals 2 magic from the first enemy at the start of every turn. So this number is going up every single turn that you continue in the game. You will not be able to get Lyrasa. Lyrasa is from Lyrasa's lair. Fantastic troop, but you have to use your Chaos Shards to get her. Next up is Qilin. Qilin converts, this is our double mana converter. So he's part of the meta team with Divine Ishbala, who's not from this kingdom. But purple gems to red, brown gems to skulls, bless 2 random allies, so if they have any negative status effects, they go away, and summons a light storm at the start of battle. Plus, all allies get 1 magic and 4+ gem matches. It's all allies, it's not a specific type. So again, he's not going to benefit from the +1 magic, but everything else on your team. Anything that has purple on it will benefit from that +1. Next we have Tuzi, who gives life to all allies, then creates 9 yellow gems boosted by enchanted allies. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, so at most you're going to get 13 yellow gems if the entire team is enchanted. And she has a 30% chance to enchant a random ally whenever you cast a spell. And mana shield, so can't get hurt by those darned spirit gems. Next up, Yao Guai. Yao Guai is so powerful. If you've ever fought him in Guild Wars, you know just what a beast he is. Technically, he's an elf demon, but you know what I mean. We're not going to be pedantic. So, he does damage to the first 2 enemies boosted by his life with a 3-to-1 ratio, but still, you divide this by 3 and add it to that, it's quite a bit of damage, plus he's stealing magic from both of those enemies, and he transforms all purple gems to red, so he loops as well. Also steals life from the first enemy whenever you match gems, so... Oh, and he has the infernal armor. I tend not to put him at the front of the team because, we want him to have that high life so that he can do extra damage. But if he ends up at the front, he reflects skull damage, so... Really excellent troop. Fantastic troop. Love pairing him with Divinia. We'll probably do that for the world event, as a matter of fact. Next up, Baihu. Baihu creates 3 yellow gems, just 3. Does damage to an enemy boosted by yellow gems and enchants himself. He's got the banding, I don't really pay much attention to this because it just not something I pay attention to. I'd rather pay attention to the spells than building off of this trait. But anyway, next up, cannot get the Crazed Troll. That's from Lyrasa's Lair. Next is Crimson Arrow. Deal damage to an enemy if the enemy's attack is weaker. Deal 15 more damage straight up. Absolutely deadly in Arena. And if the enemy has Hunter's Mark, deal another 15 damage. So you can at most do an additional 30 damage with this troop. You can, doesn't mean you will, but he does place Hunter's Mark on enemies when doing skull damage. He can dodge skulls, and he starts with 75% mana. This is actually a really good one to stick at the front of your team during Guild Wars because of this and this. Next up, we have the Moon Rabbit. This is also part of that Divine Ishbala team. Moon Rabbit converts all blue gems to yellow, gives life to all other allies, and then blesses the first ally. Now, it says to all other allies. That means it's not giving life to itself, but everything else will get that life. And the bless is really great for Guild Wars because, you go in and you get your first troop entangled or anything, that bless will take it away. And you start battles with full mana. So it's empowered. It's a really great troop. There are some really good troops here at Shentang, speaking of. Moshu the Guardian. He enchants a random ally, creates 1 to 3 purple mana potions, and if any enemy is cursed, there's a 50% chance to gain an extra turn. I don't love this troop. I don't know that I've ever used him. I love the mana potions, but it's just too random for me, this particular troop. Um, yeah, he's okay, I guess. Penglong is one of the few that does damage to all enemies here. And it's boosted by enchanted allies. You'll get an additional 2 damage for each enchanted ally. He does not enchant, so you'd have to have something with you to take care of that, but he does have skull damage reduction by 40%. Always nice. And, yeah, the other things here. Sifu Yuan. I don't know how to say that. This is our Siege Breaker, so 3 to 5 times damage on the spell and the skulls. Based on Ascension, that means at base rarity you'll get 3 times, at legendary you'll get 4 times, and at mythic level you'll get 5 times the damage to towers. And that includes Leona's tower. So it's going to do damage, and it's also going to enchant 2 random allies, and has the Sky Ancestry, so can't be mana drained. Next up is Talio. This is actually a really powerful troop that a lot of people love that I tend not to use, and I don't know why. She does have the Sky Ancestry. Choose a color, enchant all allies of that color, and give 6 mana to them, boosted by gems of that color. So it's really good for getting mana if you are using one color on your team, like for Guild Wars. Uh, mm, but I tend to take a different direction with my team building personally. Wu Hao enchants an ally, gives 3 magic, then creates 12 gems of one of their mana colors. That's not bad as far as mana gems go, but you don't get to choose which mana color it picks. So it could be yellow or blue if she casts on herself. If it's a mythic, it could be any of the colors that they use, you know. And then got a lot of mana shields here in this kingdom. Next up is, let's see, Xi is she, right? Yes, Xiongmao. Xiongmao is our Godslayer. So what I said about the Siege Breaker, this is for any troop with a red border. That's Zul'Goth, that's the new dragon, gem dragons. Anything that has a red border, including the ones in the dungeon, will do this 3 to 5 times damage plus gains barrier. Zuche. Okay. I'm gonna get this one of these days and get this guy maxed out. And I do love this button, except I accidentally used it when I didn't want to max something out the other day. Oh, so sad. Alright, we already went over this one. Can't get Dementor. He's from Lyraz's Lair, as is the Chaos Hound. You will not be able to get these two. Next is the Diviner. Transform a chosen color to yellow. Any color on the board you want to yellow. And one of the following. It will also either enchant all allies, or increase all allies' magic, or cleanse all allies. Now, just for the transform is a good spell. That's going to be a ton of yellow on your board, but you also have a chance for one of these 3 things to happen. I do not like either or stuff, but since we have one thing that's definitely going to happen, that makes it a little better in my mind. Again, with the Sky Ancestry. Exchange 2 life for 2 magic on 4 plus gem matches. That means every time you get a 4 plus gem match, this number is dropping by 2. So if you're really, really low level, she could die anytime you get a match 4. But, once you're higher level, 2 damage is really not a big deal. The Pandaska Mage does damage to an enemy boosted by mana all on all red enemies, only on red enemies, and then drains 5 mana from all red enemies. I mean, I guess it could be okay for Guild Wars on Red Day. Defense, maybe? Uh, I don't know. But this spell does gain damage every time an ally casts, including himself, so it's just a very odd troop. Spearmaster. Destroy a column that's getting rid of the gems as if they were matched, so all of that mana goes towards your team. True damage to the weakest enemy boosted by red gems destroyed with a ×2 base ratio. So if you destroy 4 red gems, you'll get an additional 8 true damage. Got the Sky Ancestry, and again with the Transcend, and a little skull damage reduction. Next up, can't get this, Hound of Liang. Love this. Explode a gem and deal scatter damage. If Emperor Liang's on the team, barrier the first 2 allies. This one is a bounty hunter. Of course, if you're doing bounty, you're not going to have Emperor Liang on your team, but this makes him a little more viable outside of the bounty event. He is one of only 2 troops that are traded with Bounty Hunter that can do scatter damage. Unfortunately, they both use yellow and green, but you do get bonus yellow mana from yellow gem matches with this guy. Next is the Hound of Yaoguai. Again, this is a Bounty Hunter. Explode 3 skulls, gain 21 attack, or I'm sorry, half your magic attack. He does summon a Bone Storm at the start of damage and has skull reduction by 20%. Here's the Monkey Disciple that Tianyi summons. Thank you, Georgia. Create 7 red and 7 yellow gems. Give all allies life. Your magic +1. Starts battles with 75% mana. He can blooper. Dodge skull damage as well. Pandaska Guard. Explode 2 gems. Deal damage to the first and last enemies with the mana shield. And then we've got Spellblade, who does damage to an enemy boosted by enchanted allies. Each enchanted ally will give you an additional 5 damage, so you can get an additional 20 damage on this. That is not bad for an ultra rare. Again, with the Transcend and the Sky Ancestry, you will not be able to get the Doom of Darkness because you have to get this from a Purple Tower event. And then Zenyao, I don't know how to say that, does damage to a random enemy and poisons them, and then creates 7 green gems. If you've ever used this guy in Arena, you know that this thing can loop. Even though it's only creating 7 green gems, if you get any matches and he only takes 8 mana, he can loop. And he starts mana with 50%, starts battles with 50% mana. I can't speak today. My power level went up. Yay. All right, that is awesome. I love going up power levels. So what else do we have here? Yeah, we know about all of this. And then Shentang troops and beasts get plus 10% to their skills if they're a beast from Shentang, plus 20% of course. And if you take the new troop into PvP, you'll get a bonus trait stone. And it could be anything. It could be a minor trait stone, an arcane, or an imperial. So you never know what you're going to get with that. As far as upcoming this week, more events! More events! On Tuesday, we have the Lyrasa's Lair Faction Assault on Wednesday. This is not what we have. We have... what is it? It's Liang's Panda, and that is to boost a legendary. So that's going to be a really good one to have a pet rescue on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have Shentang Monk class trial. And this weekend, we have a new faction. A new faction! It's been a while. The Vulpecea faction is coming this weekend. Uh, the Court of Foxes. It'll be somewhere in this area, I guess. Doesn't look like there's much room there, but it should be here somewhere. So we have that to look forward to. We've got that weekend faction assault. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. There should be some videos popping up on the screen right now. If you're interested, give those a click. Please like and subscribe. I think I already said, and we'll see you folks soon. Bye.